start recording this so that we are able to. Sammy is typing. I'm just gonna wait for Sammy to type, and we'll begin in 15 seconds. Yeah, it's 45. Okay. And those of you guys in the Discord group, you'll have like this Zoom like feature. I'm just going over the basics one more time. uh, all you have to do is click on my name or wherever I'm talking, and it'll go full screen. Okay, so right now, yeah, because obviously it'll do a mirror thing, but uh, just click on my name and I'll go full screen, and that'll be easier for you to follow. That's it. uh, Nothing more to it. Okay, so I hope I've made that clear. I'm just, yeah, so we're gonna begin now. uh, Essentially just waiting for Sammy to finish typing, just curious. uh, okay, sure, I wouldn't mind. Sammy, for absolutely what is the best advice to start learning to make tracks? I'm a huge Psytrance enthusiast and want to learn. Which platform would be good to start, and should I get a console? Should I get? Okay, wonderful question. So, all right, guys, welcome to the free webinar on music production. And towards the end, I will bring it back and teach you like a few things about music production, and then we're gonna come back to it, and then we're gonna realize how we're gonna move ahead with all of this. All right, so a lot of great questions here from Phoenix Rage. Okay, so basically he's asking, the one of the biggest thing is whether can you use mobile phone to produce music. And Sammy is asking for an absolute beginner how to start making tracks and all of this. But okay, yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to understand music production at from a general point of view. All right, and then I'll tell you why I use Reaper, which is this software is called Reaper. And I am going to actually open its link here. Okay, you go Reaper DAW, and if you go to Google, all right, you can purchase Reaper, but so that it's out of everyone's mind, if you go to reaper.fm, this is the original website, by the way, and you can download Windows or Mac. If you have a Mac and then a Linux, of course I have a Windows, so I got the Windows 64-bit, and it works completely fine. The only thing they say is that, like, it's not free, so it's free to use. All the features of the DAW are available. Essentially, if I were to close the DAW and start again, it'll just have a timer on it of 5 seconds, which you have to wait out, and then after that the whole DAW is available. And why I suggest people to use this DAW is, somebody is in the community hangout. I don't know if I should go and grab them. I'll be back. Just give me 1 second, guys. Oh, I think they left. Okay. Community. Okay. So before we go and all of those things in dive deep, so Logic Pro is available in free. Right. I don't think Logic Pro X is available for free. Because that's the 10 one. Is Logic free now? Logic X Pro free. No. Logic is never, has never been free, by the way, and it costs around 30,000, I think. 1 second, guys. I think they're confused about which channel to join. 1 second. Guys, the webinar is happening at the free music production channel. So wherever I'm going, just keep coming down. So you have to, if you're on phone or any other device, you just need to go down to music production, and then music production category mein, there's a free music production channel. So that's where we are sitting. I just thought I'll come and grab you guys. Okay, so come over there. Right, I'm gonna start my video again. I think they were just there. Yeah, okay, Chetan is here, wonderful. And I think there was someone else is there. Okay, anyways, so as I was saying, for those of you who are new, you can come into you'll have like a Zoom like thing, and you can click on my name and everything. All right, so Arjit has a very good question. Is Reaper for free forever? It is free forever. I've been using it since for the past 5 years. I still haven't paid, which I should, because it's not that much, to be very honest. Anyways, so 3837. Oh, so Logic Pro X is never has been free. It costs around, if I'm not wrong, Logic Pro price is all has always costed money. Yeah, it's around 20,000. Okay, it's 20,000 rupees. I do have a copy for Logic, but I have not used Logic in a very long time. Minimum requirements for Reaper is it like, okay? Yeah, we'll get into hardware specification and everything. But before we dive into all of this is just I wanted you to know that Reaper is free, so don't worry about something like, oh, we don't have a DAW, we have to pay, or we have to do piracy to get into music production. That is not the case, and I'll show you, and as I'm going to show you exactly how. But what do you think music production is? Like, if you had to, yeah, I made my tracks using Reaper, and this is one of those. This is one of my songs currently. Okay, and so what do you guys think music production is? Like, in your own words, like what comes to your mind? Okay, a lot of people are typing. Nice, very nice. Composing song. Oh well, okay, okay, Jay. So you said composing song. I will play the tracks and everything, arranging, mixing, mastering of elements. I think Dark Beast has a better idea of music uh, production, and that is actually true because all you're doing while production side, Jay. So Jay, you said composing song. So you can compose a song within uh the thing. What do you say? Within a DAW, within a software. You and I do. So these all these this is my own song, and I have actually sat and composed on the project itself. But this is not production side of things. Production side of things is comes after when you have the music already written down and everything. So that's when you are exactly what Dark Beast said, arranging, mixing, mastering of elements. So it's basically elements in the sense like of audio tracks, remixing two or more tracks to produce a better song. Yes, so that's also true because you are kind of editing something after the song or something like that. But quality track audio is lacking. Good. So I don't know what to call you. Can you 383752? Can you tell me your name so that I don't refer you with a number? Metronome is very important to compose a song, so tuning should be perfect. So Benny, metronome is important. Yeah, I had one of your tracks. Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Shreyans, wonderful Shreyans. So yes, so quality will lack because we'll get into hardware, and it comes with practice, and that is I'm going in the end I'm going to cover everything. So can you tell me how to make a tune for songs? Right. So Devil said, I will get into that as well, and why. Oh, Ruchita is here, very nice. K is here, John T is here. Who else is new? Yeah. So okay, Jay is typing something. So music production, as far as that the music production side is concerned, it is when you literally are arranging, mixing, and mastering. So that is correct. And now we're going to get into why we use DAW. Okay. So if you look something like this, okay. So let's go to 1950s mixing console. Okay. So you guys have seen something like this. You've seen a mixing console. So in the sense like I'll show you this also. Yamaha ka there is a mixing ka chota sa. Yeah, we'll get into plugins also. I'll give you actually if you want. I'll give you VST boutique right now. So don't worry. Sir is Reaper. Yeah, so we're going to get into music. We've covered what music production is, and that is what exactly what Dagvi said. It is the mixing and mastering of elements, but instead of elements, I would say just of audio tracks or whatever you have laid down. And it is actually half of it is arrangement. If you look at it, arranged in a particular way. Verse one, pre-chorus. If you are not seeing it clearly, try to just like make it full screen. But essentially, this is my chorus here, so that is arranging part of things, and then mixing and mastering comes from all of this leveling, panning, and putting on effects. And somebody Shreyan just asked what thing here. So here you go, plugin boutique guys, free. There you go, all of these are for free. You don't have to pirate anything. Okay, just letting you know. I don't believe like you have to pirate in the beginning. these days, because they look at this like effects bundles, instrument bundles. All of this is, for free. So if you go here, this is for free. See, all of this is for free. I am going to send this and reply to Shreyans. There you go. Everything is for free. I'm not going to, like, I'm not, don't pirate for unnecessary reason. One of the reasons you shouldn't pirate is because of viruses and everything, because you can't actually be sure that this is not going to destroy your computer. Well, destroy in the sense, like, it's not going to do that. But coming back, all right, have you guys seen something like this when a DJ or like at a wedding or something, you people are using this and they say more echo and all that shit, and then they like turn up the echo, and then the whole panning and everything happens here? How many of you guys have seen something similar like this? Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, so Phoenix, you've seen this, and hope everyone is watching my, uh, stream or mixers. Yeah, exactly. So Phoenix, right? Okay, right. So everyone has seen this, right? So essentially, what do they do? If you look at them, what do they do? Does anyone know what a mixer does? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna wait. Three people are typing. They allow us to control different tracks. Almost. Quality and perfect sound. Also, Benny, that is not actually what they do. So quality does depend on how they are made and everything. Mix the track by adding effects. All of them are kind of half correct answers. Adding effects. True, true, true. Central hub where sound signals from different sources are combined and mixed. Okay, Shishir is actually the one on control multiple tracks. True, true, true. But Shishir is the one who's actually on point with the answer. He's saying central hub where sound signals from different sources are combined and mixed. Essentially, that's what a mixer is. So don't confuse this so much that you don't understand, oh, what a DAW is. Before we jump into a DAW, I want to make you understand what this thing does. Why? Because DAW is nothing but a glorified version of this same thing. So what it does, essentially, it takes an incoming signal from somewhere, from outside. You must have seen all these cables and everything. Let me open the image in a new tab. Right? There will be an in and an out. So this is the in, right? This 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 or whatever. These are for mics and everything. So they're supposed to take the signal in, and then they're just getting processed through and everything, but this is not what it's actually doing. So if you keep everything at 0 0 0 0 0, everyone who said they allow like quality and perfect sound for all this thing, they actually, that's not what it's doing. The simplest thing is, it's taking an incoming signal and just putting it out. It's just doing that. There is nothing more complicated. It has an incoming signal, and whether you do something to it or not is up to you. But it's essentially taking a signal in and putting it out. That's it. Input and output. Does everyone understand that? Because the thing is, when you say it controls different track, true, it does. I'm not saying it doesn't, but that is not its primary purpose. Its primary purpose is it takes an incoming signal and gives it out. With the controlling of it, adding effects of it, and all of these things are something that are like, yes, it happens, but it happens because it has an incoming signal and it's giving out to somewhere. Is we have to record plugin with metronome? No, because plugin with metronome doesn't make sense. Shreyans, yes, Shreyans, right? Huh. So do we record plugin with, no, but I'll show you how to do that. But remind me when we are getting into all those kind of things. And guys, this is not going to be something that you're going to learn how to mix and master and everything. All right, but everyone has understood what a mixer does. Its name is mixer, but essentially it takes a incoming signal and gives the same incoming signal and out to go somewhere. It's simple as that. It might go to headphones, it might go to a speaker, it might go to anywhere else. It doesn't matter. You can control that, but its essential first and foremost thing is that it has an incoming signal and it has an out. Simple as that, nothing more. So has everyone understood what this thing essentially does? So if you look at these, I was waiting for chance to finish typing. So if you do use metronome, so how we get to know the tempo? Oh, we'll get there, we'll get there. So right, once we start getting into the idea of DAW, so now we understood what a mixer is, right? So all these soundboards, like you get it, it's a soundboard. It can be called a soundboard as well, because essentially it is a board for controlling sound, but incoming and outgoing signals. And there's nothing more to it. So if you look at this and then you look at 19 I don't know. So if you go to like even 1970 mixing console, you have seen, must have seen this, and you must have even seen these in YouTube videos where producers are sitting and like doing all these kind of things and all that stuff, right? And Shreyas has very good questions, but essentially, all right, this is doing the same thing as a mixer, which is to uh, take an incoming signal and give it an output. That's essentially all it does. All right, I'm gonna show you guys something. So this is here. Now you go in view, and then I'm gonna show you the, okay, there's a one to is mixer. All right, so this is something that has given me a mixer window. Now check this out. Essentially, what is this according to you? It's literally called the mixer itself. Okay, Shishir is typing. I'm very curious to what he might say. Channels, correct, correct. These are channels, but channels, tracks, they're all channels and tracks. You're right, but oh, John D, is everyone able to see my video, or is only John T not able to see it? Okay, mixer button. Correct. Shishir again got it right, because he's saying it's a mixer, but in the sense of DAW, but not in the sense of DAW. Shishir, this is literally a mixer. There is nothing. What did I say? A mixer does. It takes an incoming signal and has an out. All right. And guys, if you're not able to see me, don't worry. Yeah, yesterday's webinar is up on YouTube already. So once I'm done with this, I'm recording this as well. So I'll be putting this on YouTube as well. So Shishir said it's a mixer in a sense of DAW, but that is not true, because this is actually a mixer itself. Why? I'll show you why. There you. Somebody said something. Please send the. John T, I don't know which link you're asking for. Right. So here is it's in and out. See, out, and then of course it has in for the whole tracks, but what I wanted to show you was or you see all of these tracks, channels and everything, right? You go in routing, and that's essentially, it has one thing, right? It has input, right? And then it has an output, which is, that's all it does. So it's sending it to the master, which is this track. All right, is input and output only. So it might look a bit confusing, but if you understand that every track here, if you click on routing, right, because it's being, can you please record piano plugin without tempo? So I'll get there. Don't worry. So we are getting ahead. You can type your questions, that's completely fine. Shreyas, actually I'll ask you to put them together once again, because you are asking very good questions, and I will get to there. Right, so let's take for example my Vox pre-chorus, right? So it has an input and then has a output, right? Send is basically an output. Matlab you're sending the signal somewhere, that is going somewhere out, it's going out somewhere. That's essentially all tracks are. Okay, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that from a brand new, and then we'll come back to this again, so that we understand. I'm just gonna, what I like to do is I like to keep my mixer very small like this, so that it's only, and I push it on another monitor so that it's not altering me or like and all coming in between here. So now let's start a new thing. So guys, now you know that even a DAW, even this all this like music production will happen on a software and everything, right? and it essentially has a mixer just like this, and a mixer's job is to have a in and out. That's it. There is nothing more to it. Everything else in between, all these knobs and all this stuff is happening whether if you wanted to give it or not. There is nothing as such key you have to do it. How long does it take to learn everything on the mixer? So we'll talk about that also. This is actually, these are good questions. I'll need to start marking them. How do I mark them? I'm gonna add a reaction to them, I guess. Oh, I'm not able to see if I can. Not food. Yeah, I'm just gonna start adding these reactions to them. Mixer raw basically looks okay. Yeah. Shreyans, can you do one thing? Can you ask the previous question as well? So you had a question with the plugin and the tempo, all the things. So I'd given you this free as well. I'll actually take this and I will freewheel music production here as well. Done. All right, guys. So now that we know music production is arranging, mixing and mastering of the tracks that we do and everything, a mixer is supposed to just have an in and out, right? That's it. So what does a DAW do then? So the thing is, ये तो mixing तो you understood here, this is a mixing console or a mixer and everything. So a DAW also has a mixer. Then this thing also, like a normal mixing console has a mixer. So why do we need a DAW then? So what is a DAW? Can somebody, like, if you think about it, because वो तो हो गया ना, because what you guys are saying about mixing, it can happen on this as well, because this is a mixing console essentially. So why do we need a DAW? Can anyone guess? No, not frequencies, not essentially. Frequencies will get, that has to do with EQ. We can get the mixer at no price in digital form. That's actually a very good answer. Correct. That's that's actually an observation. But the reason we need a DAW, I'm gonna give the answer to you now, is because when you are recording something, all right, you need a medium to capture it. Correct. Jay got it right. Convert analog to digital. So why do we need this? Is because we need a medium to turn what I'm saying. Like, I'm speaking into the mic right now, right? But it's not being recorded at the moment. It is being you guys are only observing it. But we need something that will not only understand this signal that I'm speaking, but also be able to record it. That's the first purpose of a DAW. Okay, I'm just gonna type first purpose of a DAW is to record audio. Is anyone is everyone clear? That's as simple as that, because the mixer can't capture the audio by itself, right? Imagine, Karun, like, if you think about it, a mixer, what is it doing? It's just input and outputs, right? This all are mixer and everything. It's only if I bring it till here, and you can see my voice ka meter now being captured. Of course, I've set it up like that. Don't get it wrong. Is everyone on the same level? Like, this is just happening. There's nothing is happening as of yet. But we need a medium to record audio and store it. Mixer is okay. So mixer can be used for live sound, but it can also be used for recording audio. It can be used, right? But it can because a computer also can't just record audio by itself. It needs additional things like mixer and all of these things, because you can't plug in this guitar jack into a computer directly, obviously, right? You can't. So mixer can be used for live and everything, but as we just saw, that there is a mixer in the DAW, in our digital audio workstation as well. So now focus on the digital audio workstation, like various plugins and everything. Right. And essentially, yes. But what is the second purpose of a DAW? DAW has only two purposes. One is to record audio. I've only given it. What was the second one? You guys were very eager to say, and I think guys can guess it. But this software, which has a inbuilt mixer in it, a mixer which is copying the function of these mixing consoles and essentially mixers and everything. What could be the second purpose? Okay, Ankita is typing. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, that's actually very very close. Yeah, I knew you guys could edit. Correct. So Ankita said processing the recorded sound, and Jay said editing, which is, I would like to say, manipulation of sound. Why do I say manipulation, not editing, not processing? Why don't I say processing and editing? I say manipulation because I'm gonna show something, right? I'm speaking to you guys, and this audio is now being recorded live and all that stuff. Okay, and now I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna save. So it served its first purpose, which is to record audio, playing with the audio. Yeah, exactly. So you can say it's playing with the audio. It is. But why do I say manipulation of audio? The reason for that is very simple. By manipulation, do you mean auto tuning? No, not just auto tuning. So I'm getting to that point. Why do I say manipulation, not editing and processing? Because manipulation involves everything. Okay, now check this out. If I want, editing would imply this is I cut it here, I put it here, and all that. This is what you have in mind for editing, correct? And everything. So this is like kind of how you kind of do a straightforward video editing as well. You cut it here, do it, let's splice it here, and everything. But that's not exactly. We can organize it. Secondly, we can do anything. Now you saw how it was in the beginning, right? I put it in another track. I can put different effects. This is the effects window. Don't worry about anything as such. Compressing, yes, compressing, EQ, leveling, panning, panning is making it sound go completely to the left ear or to the right ear. You can make it like that or something like this. Don't So it manipulation involves everything. So it's not just limited to organizing, it's not just limited to processing, it's not just limited to editing, it's everything. Manipulation includes everything. You can change it's the way it's being played. You want to play it at twice the speed, you can also do that also. You can splice it, cut it down, make it sound like this. Now look at this. Now there's another, like, if you bring it back up here, you should be aware, learn the principles. Don't focus on learning something. I just want your mind to be clear if you ever take up music production. So this is something what you can do. All right, so it's manipulation of audio. Second purpose of DAW is manipulation of audio. It records audio and it manipulates audio. Okay, so in that manipulation, if you have to do mixing and mastering, then that is also there. So that is why we, in music production, we we do mixing and mastering, but that is essentially manipulation of audio. Is everyone clear? Now we're going to start learning the basics of a DAW, and I'll show you why a DAW doesn't matter. Okay, are you guys with me? Should we move on? Everyone understands the two purposes of a DAW. Number one is to record audio, and the second is to manipulate audio. All right, wonderful. Okay, so now now we're going to get into the idea of why we need why we shouldn't care about a DAW per se. And I'll be very honest. So what does a DAW have? Okay, I'm gonna start making very basic assumption. So I think it was Shreyans who was like about talking about tempo. So tempo is normal thing here ki how fast is the song and how slow is the song. Correct. Okay. These notifications come a bit late for me on the screen. Hmm. Does Reaper have quite a few stock plugins? So I'll show you Reaper ka stock plugins. We'll get into plugins right after this. So after this, it's all about plugins and what I think it was Shreyans who was asking about piano and recording it with the tempo. I'll get to that as well. And it's still about time signature. So Archit, I can tell you about time signature, but yesterday we talked about that in the free reading and writing wala part. And if I start taking time to tell you about time signatures, then we're gonna lose out on what it needs to happen. So if how many of you were there yesterday in the free webinar yesterday? A few of you, I think Dark Beast 100% was there, and then I think I saw Dark Beast was there. Phoenix Rage was there, correct. And guys, so yesterday in that webinar talked about 4-4, right? Check this out. This here it says 4-4. If you don't have idea, that is 4-4, right? It's fine, but I can't stop and start talking about time signatures right now. But it was taught and it is available on the YouTube video as well. Can you share yesterday? Archit has already been shared. If you are in the free music and writing group, I already shared the whole thing. So I think I'll just give him the link instead. Yeah, we were right. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Where did that go? Copy link. Okay, Archit, I'm just gonna post it here. Essentially, okay. But let's come back and we'll focus on this for now, right? So we have time signature, what we talked about yesterday. It's fine if you don't know about it right now, but do try to do your study or join the next free webinar. And then we have a BPM. Okay, just look at the what I'm trying to tell you. It has a play button, and there of course it has a record button. It has a loop button. Loop essentially is this. I'll show you guys. If you loop this and you're like, I want this part to be repeated over and over again. Sometimes you want to take and you want to record over something over and over again, like a guitar solo, or when you're singing and you're not getting it right. So you want the thing to keep on repeating itself until you are that. So what does looping do? It's nothing. Okay, I hit play, is going. Once it enters that white area, it's going to loop, right? It's very easy. It's not something that is going to be like that. Okay, and I press R, and because I remove the loop is R, so if I play it again, it goes, comes back, and I press R to disable loop, and it goes ahead. Very simple stuff. Here's the metronome. All right, to enable it or disable it. All right, you can create tracks. Double left click. For Reaper, you have to double left click in this empty space. Double left click, double left click, double left click. You can name them. You can of course record audio. I've already shown you that. And when you are going ahead in time, right? So in the sense, like when the time is being it's going ahead, it goes left to right. It's like reading a book. All right, everything is left to right. I hit play, right? And now I keep my cursor here now, left mouse button to like click it here, and in here it says third beat, third bar first beat. Okay, third bar second beat, third bar third beat, right? And third bar fourth beat. And I don't know if Ruchita is here now. She's left, but yesterday I was asking her a lot about 4/4 and all the beats and bars and everything. So this is essentially what it was about, right? So and the other number here is seconds, the actual time. Okay, so if you look at that, so here it's at 8 seconds and 819 milliseconds. Okay, so this is very precise, well, because it's a computer. Now you're like, yeah, these are the basics of a draw. DAW. So with a DAW, you can also go up and ahead and all that, back back and forth and up and down. You can do all of these things. Now I'm gonna start showing you guys something, and then I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Okay, uh, I'll go Logic Pro X. I'll show you this. I was using it for my other things also. Hmm. Ableton Live interface. Right. So I'm just taking these images out of Google. I'm gonna show them to you what they are and why a DAW doesn't kind of doesn't it really doesn't. Which one is a another one? Pro Tools is a big one. Pro Tools interface. I hate Pro Tools and I just don't like the way it looks. Something about it is so. In this just a brief time that you've seen me mess around with the DAW, what I've told you, this is a क्या कहते हैं 4/4 time signature BPM. Of course, I don't know if I said BPM, but here's the BPM. Here it shows which bar and which beat you're on, and then it shows the time that you're on. It has a play button, it has a stop button, it has a record button. You can create tracks and all this stuff, right? Now we're going to look at other DAWs. Play button, stop button, record button, loop button, 4/4 time, 50-second bar, third beat. I think, I don't know, that might be the thing. Yeah, 50-second bar, third beat, right? Same stuff, right? Has tracks, you can make tracks. Okay, has all this compression, everything. It looks it's much organized in that thing. But metronome, Ableton, play, stop, record, loop, where it is. Oh, so that's loop. Sorry, this is loop. This is the bar number and all these things. BPM, tap, right? Now the BPM tap, same thing. But in Reaper, if you hover over it, then that's when it becomes a tap function. All right, and the same tracks and all that. It just looks different in all that stuff. Here is Pro Tools. I hate Pro Tools, man. Essentially beat, bar and everything, start length, and this is the super extra. And these are tracks, obviously. Here you go, stop, loop, record, all of these things. And these are essentially these are tracks, sorry. These are tracks, and these are just the mixer window what I've shown you already. And loop bhi ho gaya and everything. So what have we seen, what have we learned? Why would I share this? FL Studio is good, Jay, but what you want? Why do you hate Pro Tools? I hate Pro Tools because number one, it is subscription based, and I don't know. Let me search for it. I don't know if I have it handy. There it is. Found it. Oh, I'm gonna show you something. So I don't know if you guys are okay, Ankita. You see this? It's called an iLok. Okay. Can you guess what this is? Can anyone guess why I'm showing Ankita iLok right now? Can anyone guess? Like it is related to music production. You know it, right? Yeah, she knows. She knows what I'm getting at. This iLok. Okay, okay. Let's see if Ankita will, or what she has to say. I'm just very curious. Is the key to use Pro Tools? That's what she said. I'm just gonna. And why would I have it also? That's the question. So it's the key to use Pro Tools. That's what she said. Uh, and she is right. It is a key to use Pro Tools, and one of the reasons I don't like it's first of all it's subscription based, which means even if you don't have a project this month, you have to pay the subscription for it to just have Pro Tools to go about, right? And second, you need something like iLok to be connected to the internet at all times in order to access Pro Tools. I don't know, Ankita, if you knew that. Did you know that you need an active internet connection at all times? At all times. And if you lose internet connection, Reaper does it for free. So I'll show you. Also, I'm gonna close Reaper for that. Correct. I'm not gonna save this. Okay. I'm gonna show you what Reaper says. It's not illegal though. And essentially, why I don't like Pro Tools is because of this. Is because for 3,000 rupees, I mean, I'm not affiliated anything. So when you download Reaper and you download for the first time, it says the Reaper is not free. Why is it saying that? Okay, so but it's not piracy also. It is a paid software product. If you you're required to, like, if you use it more than 60 days, you're required to purchase a license. Okay, I've been using it for 1,747 days, which is turns into years now. So I'm still evaluating. So instead of saying that Reaper does it for free, I would like to say Reaper allows you to use all of it, like the whole software and everything, uh, with all the features, and expects you to pay them if you are actually going to do it. And this is going to coming from the company itself, so you don't have to worry about pirating. You don't have to worry about viruses and all that stuff. Okay, so has everyone? But to be very honest, Logic is probably the best DAW to work with in terms of easy workings, right? It is the easiest DAW in the world. It is easier than Reaper, but Pro Tools is probably the hardest thing. It's the most ugly looking DAW ever. I just downloaded the trial Pro Tools. I liked. Oh, you liked it? Oh, I don't know. I maybe you like. I'm sorry. I was like shitting on Pro Tools right now. But the thing with that is with Pro Tools, in another is another is Logic Pro. Okay, right. No, Pro it's amazing. It's really good. One of the reason I want to now get into is like why you don't need to, like, has everyone understood, like, a dot doesn't matter, they all do the same thing. Number one purpose is to record audio, second is to manipulate audio. Ankita, you can try all of them, but then it becomes a matter of I'll get to the more we get into we'll talk about effects and all that stuff now. But I want to quickly talk about this requirements for, what do you call this here, for your hardware requirements, matlab what your laptop and computer require. Does anyone know? Because it's not a graphic, it's not like GPU, so it doesn't require, it's not like a gaming thing. So most of you are gamers and everything, so you'll, yeah, specs, yeah, what do you think music production requires? Yeah, audio interference is something, it's a hardware unit, right? So it's like, it's not that what I mean, I'm talking about hardware only. It does require an audio interface, but I'm talking about the specs, as Dark Beast said, specs. Yeah. So does anyone know what music production, what are the most important specs a thing needs to have? Like, for example, in gaming, you guys might have heard that you need a graphics card, a really good graphics card to work, and a good CPU to go along with it. But for music production, you don't need a graphics card, right? You're not playing games, so it's not like, or you need the highest frames per second, or you need it to be crisp and clear. Good speakers, we'll talk about speakers, we'll just get there, but let's stick with what does a computer require. And don't take this to heart, Ankita, what I'm about to like show and like talk about. Good RAM, CPU. Jay actually got it right. You need good amount of RAM and you need a really good CPU. Those are the two things that actually matter. Ha. Like forever we need 8 gigs of RAM and like 2 gigahertz of GPU. So okay, yeah. So it is RAM and CPU power. Okay, and I'm gonna. That is exactly correct. I just want to talk about Max. Okay, wonderful. So, for those of you who don't know, there's iMac, which is like an all-in-one PC kind of solution for all of these people. And then there's Mac Pro, which is like super all of this high-end stuff. And Logic, by the way, only works on Apple products. All right. So this is 1.7 lakh. Who's like nobody's getting fooled by that 99 and 00. All right. So if you go in comparisons, even for iMac, if you look at tech specs, right, or Mac Pro for so they have their place. ठीक है. So just hear me out. Apple for a reason. Correct. And I just right. So here is 8 core CPU, right, with 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency core. It's a 10 core GPU. As I said, we don't require graphic processing unit, right? 16 core neural engine and all that stuff. Configurable to 1 TB. Storage can be configurable to whatever. Your memory is to 8 GB for now, and then you can get an upgrade of 16 to 24. Well, I'm just hear me out for a reason, right? So I'm just gonna say this for music production, RAM and CPU are the most important aspect. All right. So now we're looking at all these prices and everything, and we are coming at a conclusion here. If you go and buy and something like this is for 7.3 or 3 lakhs and all that stuff, and it has a 60 core GPU, all of this stuff. So this we won't get into because this is obviously absurd to think about that to even come close. And then so we're talking about CPU. There's a 8 core CPU. So the more the number of cores, okay, let me just cores in CPU, the faster it will be. Okay, and the more RAM you have, the bigger projects you can run, and I'll show you with examples. So we're now getting into the little bit of hardware specifications, everything. So this has a 8 core CPU, this has a 8 core CPU, this has a 8 core CPU. The only thing is, okay, so the RAM and okay, oh, why isn't the RAM increasing? Anyways, so 1.8 lakh uh, laptop for, or like this iMac will get a 8 core CPU and will get a 8G. No, I'm looking at it wrong, man. This is not the RAM. Is it the RAM? Oh, it is the RAM. What? Why are they only giving 8 GB? That's super weird. We can use gaming laptop for production too, right? Because it has sustained. Correct. That is, I was about to do that. The next thing. So why I'm comparing all of these things to you is because I don't want you to think that you need to have these kind of like massive, expensive things and all that stuff. Because why am I getting about it? I'm gonna show you, right? So this is my PC right now, and it has 64 gigs of RAM and a 8 core processor. All right. So when you're seeing this and you compare the prices of these things, like it has a 2 point like itna 2.5 lakhs. How much do you think I paid for my PC then? Can anyone guess? So Dagvis actually has gotten it right. I actually paid around close to 95,000 rupees for this thing, and it came like I built it, and obviously, so the only two things that you're focusing on when it comes to music production is RAM and CPU. So those are the two things I went out with. My GPU is not that great. It's all right. Matlab, it's not that great. So what I'm trying to say is you don't need that big of a thing. So now we're going to compare it to our gaming laptops here, which is what Dagvis was like. Gaming laptop can be used, and he's kind of right, because if you check out this and everything, you have 8 gigs. So gaming laptop was 16. I would suggest to have at least 16 gigs of RAM, because these days they are coming with see, for 52,000 on all of this stuff you're getting 16 gigs of RAM, and then of course whatever that thing is, and 8 core CPU is more than enough, by the way. So I'm just gonna type it here. 8 core CPU is more than enough, and 64 is an overkill for that thing, and you can get started. 16 GB of RAM is recommended. All right. So as far as your PC and laptop specification are concerned, they try to get to a point. Ha, Asus TUF, yeah, all of this is very nice. So if you're looking for two things, look for a 8 core CPU if possible. In laptops, that is really hard to get 8 core CPU and 16 gigs of RAM, because most of them are not meant for music production, because music production is not that extensive like a what do you say, like a sort out thing. Oh, this laptop is made for music production, and try to look for these two things if you can sometime. But these days you're getting closer to 6 cores and 8 cores on laptop, they are possible. This is go a bit expensive, but if you ever get into time to build a PC for yourself, then think about it, because you're going to benefit massively just for music production. Because I've made my PC almost 5 years ago, and I have not like more than that, so it has not been. 6 core should be enough for beginning and all that stuff. 6 core should be more than enough. Now, Shreyans, what you had a question for this thing, BPM and this thing, no? क्या कहते हैं? Instruments or something you were talking about. Can you just like type that question again? I'll go find that on the top. And Ankita, are you liking like Pro Tools? Like, are you using it? Also, what's up? Like, what and what about other people? Are they using something? कहाँ गया वो यार? Can you record piano plugin without a tempo? Okay. Without tempo. All right, wonderful. So I'm just gonna wait for this to load. So the thing with piano plugin without tempo is, I don't know what you're trying to say, because I have a piano plugin. What do you want? So Arjit, don't think about learning Reaper or learning Pro Tools or learning Logic or learning FL. See that all that is good. DAW does not matter. That is what the whole point of making you see the interfaces of every DAW was, that because they all do the same thing, which are two purposes of a DAW. One is to record and the other is to manipulate. And whether it's FL Studio, whether it's Reaper, or whether it's anything else, don't get focused on. I'm just gonna say, don't get focused on the DAW. Okay, learn principles, but I'm just gonna wait for chance to elaborate a little bit. What does he mean by recording piano? How to record an instrument plugin? I want. Okay, that's all you want. Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, there is a lot of. Let me actually. Should I do it on a new one? No, I think I'll just use this. I'm just gonna. Guys, I'm gonna do something and let me know if you can still hear me. Can you guys hear me still? Am I audible? Okay, I'm audible. Wonderful. Has the quality changed or something like that? So once you get used to it, then it's fine. Okay, so you're processing sound engineer. Very nice. So I am going to show you guys something. Okay. Can you guys hear this by any chance? You can't. Okay, let me make sure that my FX here. Oh. Okay. Can you guys now? Okay, it's a bit delayed, right? But you can hear my voice. Okay, wonderful. So Shreyans wanted a demo for recording this thing. क्या कहते हैं? Piano. Shreyans, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna flex a little bit about my computer now. So the reason these are all still MIDI, okay, this is because my computer is powerful enough to not convert them into audio or something. So I don't even record in the sense. So this is exactly how it goes. So I take this. I've, so I've written these parts myself. All right. And the way you do that, this is not as extensive, but what I want everyone to know is that this Shashank is talking about virtual instrument. Virtual instrument is something like this. What you just saw with the drums, that is a virtual instrument. And there you go, guys. This is another virtual instrument. Okay, this one. It just loaded up. So when I go into the media editor, I don't know if you guys were there yesterday, but we talked about writing music. This is essentially the same thing, C3, C4, and everything, but in a different way. So I can go wherever I want. Does that make sense? So Shreyans, now I have a question for you. So here, I'm gonna click this. Now we're back, and hopefully Shreyans is seeing this. So the BPM here is 115, right? Here. So virtual instrument doesn't care about the tempo. It only cares about what the MIDI is telling it. Okay. So let me mute mute the no not let me solo something like right here. Okay. And when I hit play, so the way the BPM is only determining how fast it is being played. Now if I turn the BPM to 200, does that make sense? Is Shreyans there? Shreyans, no, that is what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't matter what BPM it's recorded. Okay, now check this out. No, so I'm doing it in front of you. Okay, so you're asking which BPM it is on. So let's talk. So what do you mean? What do you mean by that? So what do you mean which BPM? Because this is now this is a virtual instrument. The best part about it is that I can increase and decrease the BPM as I want, and it'll adhere. It's not like a audio file. No, this is a digital file. So virtual instrument, as you can imagine, they're virtual, so they're all digital. Huh. So there is so they match each other. So don't worry about like when you're so you don't have to record them technically, because this is not recorded. This is literally imagine a virtual player, like somebody who's sitting on a piano for me, and they're playing what I'm telling them to play. Like imagine me giving them a sheet of music, and if you look at this, what is it, guys? It's reading and writing music. Haha. Get it, because we did that, covered that yesterday. Not that we're going to get into it right now. Here we are back to normal. No, actually this is normal. And so Shreyans, again, they're virtual, right? So because it is virtual, I can shift the tempo any way I want, and because it is virtual, it doesn't have to worry about being on time or late. As long as I've written the part correctly, It'll always be on time. Can we record the grand piano without using plugins? So you can, but then the thing is, you need a real source from somewhere. In the sense, if you need a real grand piano in the room, then put the mics as I've put the mics, and then record it, which is a very big pain in the ass. And I'll tell you something. Uh, does anyone know the average cost of getting a song done in a studio? Ankita probably might know that answer because she's pursuing sound engineering. But do you guys know, if you went to a studio right now anywhere in India, mostly in like major cities and everything, and if you ask them, I have a five-piece band, I have a I have a drum player, bass guitar, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, and a vocalist, right? Or instead of like rhythm and lead guitar, you have one piano guy and one singer, like obviously five-piece band, or even four or five. And you have like, we have a 3 minute song, 2.5, 3 minute song. Do you know how much they will charge? Does anyone know? No, you don't need. Right. So it's probably, my friend was told, quoted that each song with him, without with mixing, editing, and all that, mastering and all that stuff, is going to cost him around 15-20,000 a song. So album is probably going to cross over a lakh. Since you don't need to uh, worry about uh, metronome while working with virtual instruments. There you go, Shayans. Don't worry about that thing. So one of the reason I'm into music production is because it saves me a lot of money. All of this and all that. And another reason I use virtual instruments. Uh, this thing that what Shreyansan was asking, whether it is possible to do something like this or not, is because I don't have to worry about, like redoing any parts or anything like that. So right now I'm just going to just quickly listen to this. So everyone is able to hear that, all the violins and the piano and everything. Wonderful. So this is one of my own songs that I'm working right now, and essentially I'm not going to dive too much into this abhi ke liye. But if you look at something, okay, what I mean by that is, whatever you've learned, you can now look at a project file in any of the DAWs and you'll understand what it is. What I mean by that is, of course, there's a left to right navigation and all that stuff. There's no normal navigation in the sense of how to get from the beginning to how to move around in a DAW, which is very simple. Yeah, there's a scroll wheel, there's a scroll bar here, there's a scroll bar here. Of course, there are shortcuts, middle mouse up, down, and all of this stuff. But there's nothing that is too hard. Like if you look at this part, for example, तो ये कहाँ शुरू हुआ? It started here, so I started recording probably from here, and then I recorded it, and then I let it be, है ना? And then why we won't talk about mixing, we're just going to talk about music production, is because music production is this. Half of it is just understanding how a DAW is, what a DAW is, how we do things about it, go about, and everything. So but I'll show you guys this sound iron Olympus. God, all right, this is a 549 का virtual instrument, dollars 549 USD in INR. Right, there's a 45,560 rupees worth of virtual instrument. Right, so this is a very massive industry that if you want to get into, you can. And by the way, everyone uses virtual instruments to do mock-up for film scoring in Hollywood and all of these things. They use DAWs and everything to write a film score pele, so that when the time comes for the real orchestra to do it, you are already ready. Right, so now, do you guys have any questions? like what music production is or what a DAW does, because we covered a little bit of basics of Reaper also. So if you get home, get to Reaper, you'll know what to do. Phoenix. So the thing with that is the reason you can't do it on a phone properly. I'm not saying it's not possible. Some people have made songs on their phones. The reason you can't do it is so the reason you can't use phone is because it doesn't have the RAM and the CPU to do it efficiently. Does that make sense? Hmm. Oh yeah, 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 Sammy. Yeah. So Reaper, don't think of the Reaper is amazing, man. So Reaper can do everything. Which software is so so background music and film scoring. So you don't have to worry about that because I don't know if I have it, but I did do a background score on this software itself. So Reaper again, I would choose Reaper, but then always same thing becomes you're thinking about indoors like, oh, is this software better than the other? It really isn't about the software. It's about the person who's using it. So if you know your way around the software, so like Ankita said, she's now used to Pro Tools, so she's obviously going to go to Pro Tools all the time and be like, she's much more better at it. So why would she, like, would shift to Reaper just to like be able to, do a few things, when she already has that knowledge and that execution in this? And the only reason you choose a software or DAW is because you're faster at it. There's nothing more to it. Correct, she adapted it as a DAW, and that's the only reason. Like there is no other reason to use a DAW, like a particular DAW, unless you're good at it. So if you're not used to any DAW or anything, just start with Reaper, I would say, because it's not going to stop you from doing anything. And Ankita was typing something because I'm just about to close up after soon and just okay. I don't know if she's typing, but I'm gonna make you listen to the chorus part of the song that I'm working on. All right. So that's the chorus for one of the songs that I'm about to release. And those of you who have heard my songs, and my songs are on Spotify, so all the production and everything is done by me. And so this is processed. This is very heavily processed. मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा. So this is in its mixing stage right now. If I turn everything off, it won't sound good. To use the Reaper at home, because after the trial is on, then you can't afford. Exactly. So yeah. So Ankita knows what's up with the Pro Tools game and everything. It is expensive. I don't know why they like. It's not for everyone. I think it's meant for studio use. If a studio can afford it, then it's fine. Otherwise, personally, you don't have to do that. And plus, is the thing is the same audio processing and everything. And before we go, guys, before whoever is left, and if you guys have stood till now in this webinar, first of all, thanks for coming. Not everyone has that patience for music production, and because it's not a very thing sought after thing, to be very honest with you. But what I would like to say is, I know you guys can see my screen. Today is Saturday. I guess not. I mean, yeah, she might be. So the tribesmen have no instruments and all that have already moved. Acha, you already moved to Ableton. Wonderful. Ableton also, I don't know why. I don't know why Ableton doesn't sit well with me. It's like it feels very rigid. It feels like working in a box. With Reaper, I color code everything by the way, so it feels like more vibrant. And Reaper has this like crazy website by the Reaper people. I'll show you Reaper theme, right? So they created this these guys only created the whole thing, and you have like multiple various themes. So even something like this Splash Gold and all that stuff, it's like it is a box only. It feels very rigid to work on. With Reaper, I believe there was this one guy who actually made a Reaper ka that thing. So all of these are Reaper ka themes. So I'm also using a theme, but you can make it look better and good and all that stuff. But what I am going to tell you now is that how much do you think you guys would pay to learn music production, like if for one course and everything? Because if you guys are willing to sit down and like listen to this webinar, how many people are left? One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 people are here other than me. It's not for everyone, I completely get it. But how much would you guys be willing to pay to learn like music production and all of this stuff? Like not only mixing and mastering songs, but also doing film scoring, like using the technical. Because we haven't dived into technical. All we know now is what is music production, how a DAW functions. Yes, Ankita is already pursuing sound engineering, so she'll probably have an idea how much they charge. It's all right. I'm from Berkeley, so I know how much money can go in music education and all that stuff. Oh, you have already paid. Okay, wonderful. J is typing. I'm just very curious. How much would you guys be? I'm just gonna wait for you guys to answer. Jay, literally, if you know music production, all right, I'm not joking. There is no limit, because I'll tell you something. I'm gonna just while others are typing, right? If you go to five, I'm just using this as a medium. Don't uh, uh, right. If you're into music production and like okay, let's say you are into like music mixing, you become a mixing engineer. Let's say mixing, right? So people are charging 8,700, and like lowest is 2,615. The top one is, oh no, it goes to 15,000. Huh. So Jay, if you're planning a career in it, even if you freelance, the minimum you'll get, okay, this guy is doing it for 436. Doesn't make sense. Mixing, professional mastering, all right. It'll take time, right? I'm not gonna say that it's going to be super easy. But why am I asking you? Uh, like how much you're willing to pay for learning music production, because nobody has given me an answer. Because if you go to certain courses and everything, what happens is, I'm going to be very honest with you, is this, like they teach you a very generic system. Okay, this is how it is, ye aise karo, ye aise karo, move this knob here, do this here, and all of those things, and it is exactly, so they go for 25,000. What I'm trying to do, all right, so Sam, that's not even that thing. If you go to Berkeley or something, it's gonna go in tens of and twenties of lakhs, just if you just look at music production, not even that thing. So this is not 25,000 is on the, I would say that's a normal rate if you're looking at online courses that is going to teach you on all that stuff. But what they don't teach you is something like how to go about it in a meaningful and a um, like a straightforward manner. What I mean by that is, like, this is my song, so what I'm trying to pitch you is this, like, you need to just pay me 500 rupees a month, and then I'll keep on giving you my own song as a way for you to go home and mix and master and practice your mixing and mastering. And why that is going to do that, what is going to happen with that 500 rupees, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit every day, because I sit every day to do a little bit of music production for myself. So it's from Monday to Friday, right? Within the Discord, that's why I've like taken some time out and put so much time into this Discord server, is because I want students to come here on a daily basis, in the sense from I probably will sit from 6 to 6:30 or 6:40, at least 30 minutes from Monday to Friday every month. And you don't have to like worry about like, oh, 500 rupees a class. No, I'm not talking 500 rupees, I'm talking about 500 rupees. Lost storage charge, yeah, exactly, they charge about 70 to 80,000. So what we will be doing is we'll be sitting with my own song, so that we cannot be copyrighted into any nonsense, or we're taking someone else's song and we're doing it something like this. I'll show you how I record my parts, how I edit my parts, how I bounce my parts, how I write for my virtual instruments, what choices I'm making, what which part of music theory I'm using to in order to play this, why am I doing this. And then that will happen from 6 to from 6 p.m to 7 p.m usually. And all you have to do is pay me 500 rupees a month, and then you'll be invited into the music production batch server. That is my offer for you guys, is this. Because and it's a constantly practicing thing, because if you go through a course and after that video course has ended, what is happening, right? You don't have a active teacher telling you, oh, this is a song we can work on, or this is a song that we can keep on building towards. So regardless of which DAW you use, all you have to focus on ki, if I'm saying ki, I'm just going to give you an example, that there's a horn part, and of course I'll provide you the stems also. Stems, by the way, I don't know if everyone will be knowing, but it is something. Wait, here it is. Yeah, sure. Stems are something that I'll give you the audio files as well, so that you can sit down and go through it yourself. So you can put it together and do the whole arranging aspect. Uh, ठीक है Phoenix, no issues, man. Because the thing is, I'm doing it anyways, so it'll be like I'm just sharing my things and everything with you. So I'm making my songs. I'll show you guys something. This is song is almost done. This one, the one that you just heard. But let's go to Spotify right now, and you don't need a studio per se, but धीरे धीरे you can ask me questions like what are the things that you can need to buy. My audio interface is second hand, because because I was getting a good deal on it. By the way, I'm a verified artist on Spotify. And then all of these things that you are listening, okay, I want you to go, if you want to listen to 001 and then listen to 011, like this is the first track, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way up till 011. Look at the production difference, because it comes with practice. So what I'm trying to tell you is like, you don't have to worry about all of these things, because your first track is never going to be good. I'm going to be very honest with you. This understanding of what I gave you of DAW and music production, it's normal. Oh yeah, you heard Fake Promises, nice. So this song, I believe, this one, this song is called Zaruri Hai, and it's going to be him first Hindi song that I'm going to be releasing as soon as it's done and everything, and I'll be doing it in front of you. So if you start from Monday, I'll charge you only 250, and then from first, because it's like half the month is gone, and then from first, then we'll come back to 500 again. But what we'll be going through, because if I sit on it for every day for 1 hour between from 19th till 23rd, this song is going to get finished already. This is towards the end of the stage, to be very honest with you. And if you like, so for 500, you'll not only be getting all the stems, you'll be getting my tips and tricks also. Like, this is what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, and all of that stuff, what I'm using. Here's the files for it for you to go home, practice, and then you can obviously, I'll make a separate text channel for the homework part, so you guys can submit your files also, so I can listen to it and all of that. And by the way, if you think, sir, aapke paas to, do you work around with all genres? Sammy, to be very honest, I don't work with all genres. All right, not all genres, but I do have a lot of orchestral feel and a drum, like a orchestral and a rock band kind of mixed kind of feel. To be very honest with you, that is kind of my style right now, and we can work with genres, and that's not an issue. But we can also create a group where we are reviewing each other's mixes. You don't have to be just be limited to this, because what is happening, Sammy, what happens is, if you look at a rap or something like a EDM or something, it somehow has to derive its music production roots from somewhere else, right? It didn't just come out of something, it takes influences from everywhere, and we'll be covering that. So it's really hard to explain that in one sitting, like okay यार अभी मिक्सिंग शुरू कर लो, नहीं, आप 1 महीना 2 महीना 3 महीना, अगर आप 3 महीने के लिए साथ में रहते हो, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you stay with me for 3 months under me and everything, you'll see me go through one song to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and you don't have to worry about अरे यार plugin तो ये आपने जो बताए हैं these are costing. You can also pirate them. यहाँ पे why will I say this? Because not everyone wants to first of all spend that much money, and plus when I talk about piracy, I mean in the sense कि यार देखो, if you want to you can, because these effects and everything, as I showed you, 30 65 45,000 तक तो VST जा रही है, right? You don't have to, but if you feel like you can. और मैंने free वाला तो बता ही दिया, plug in boutique में जाना है, and that's where you'll get it, and the rest is up to you. Like I'm here to provide you with practice. That is what my job is. कि भाई when you keep on doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again, that's when you become good at. That's what essentially practice is. So if you go through a video course and everything, and then you can't ask questions and all that stuff, the thing is, I want to grow the community to the point where if one person asks, like for example Shans was asking, यार ये VST और BPM में जो टेम्पो में जो होता है वो रिलेशनशिप होता है कि while recording what tempo do you set it at, right? So now imagine जिसने कभी ये सोचा भी नहीं होगा, one of the students who might not have even thought कि यार ये virtual instrument होता क्या है, उसको करना कैसे है. Now I can answer that not only for one person, just for Shreyans also, but now everyone has benefited from it, right? So that's the benefit of that. So if you guys are and it's not for everyone, because it is like thoda sa time to lagta hai, and this takes time, believe me. Music production and getting it right takes time, and quite a lot of bit of time. So but you'll see me mostly working in the premise that I've taught you already. If I'm working around this DAW, so you won't see anything okay out of the world and doing something like that. All right, so Jay, what is the basic structure of producing? So let's take my chorus for example. So Jay, what you want is to have, you need to have the musical idea first. ठीक है, तो ये musical idea in the sense, ये देखो, ये piano is here, right? Jay, you're hearing this, right? हाँ. So now we add the drums to it. Now the bass guitar for the chorus. Now I'm gonna add the horns, right? So now what you're hearing, Jay, is there this layering happening. कि मतलब मैं एक instrument add कर रहे जा रहा हूँ. Correct? Are you hearing that? Like, do you see how it's coming together? मैं भी सुन लेता हूँ, कोई गलत ना बजा रहा. हाँ. But you hear the bass guitar. अगर आपने headphones लगा रखे होंगे, आपको bass guitar में एक वो सुनेंगे, दूम दारोम दूम दारोम. Right, you can hear that. So this is essentially what Jay is asking and doing. This is what we're going to be covering every day. If Jay asks a question कि भाई ये हो कैसे रहा है, आप मेरे को प्रोसेस तो समझाओ. The process is this: first you layer everything, है ना? मैंने ये layer कर दिया, obviously, and I'm gonna do this. ये solo कर रहा हूँ. Rising progression kind of, but the volume wise it is the same, by the way, right? And then you do something like ये अपना, बट एक इनकम्प्लीट है, बिकॉज मेरा इलेक्ट्रिक गिटार का जो गिटार है ये यहाँ पे आएगा. मैं वोकल्स एंड में ऐड करूँगा, ठीक है? जी आपको ये समझ में आया लेयरिंग क्या होगी? मैं जो लेयरिंग की बात कर रहा था कि सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक साथ चल रहे हैं तो तब भी कोहेसिव साउंड कर रहे हैं. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? हाँ, तो ये पहला स्टेप हमारा ये हो जाएगा कि जब हम प्रोडक्शन के इसमें आते हैं तो हमारा ये जो पार्ट है हमारा सही सुनना चाहिए, राइट? सो इट शुड ऑलवेज बी स्पॉट ऑन कि भाई ये जो पार्ट है ये सही तो बज रहा है कम से कम, कि भाई अगर ये गिटार है एंड दिस द बेस गिटार इज हियर, ड्रम्स साथ में है, पियानो साथ में है, हॉर्न साथ में है, तो आर दे साउंडिंग गुड टुगेदर? तो दैट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप. सेकंड स्टेप इज एडिंग दिस. यहाँ पे ना वॉल्यूम का लेवल दिखाई देगा, जैसे यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे वॉल्यूम लिखा हुआ है. सो नाउ अगर मैं हर चीज़ को ज़्यादा लेफ्ट राइट ज़्यादा, मतलब अगर मैं किसी एक चीज़ को बहुत ही लाउड बना दूंगा, इफ़ आई मेक समथिंग टू लाउड देन इट वोंट फिट टुगेदर, है ना? हर एक का अपना लाउडनेस चाहिए होता है हर एक को, करेक्ट? कि एक चीज़, if something is more loud than the other then you'll obviously put more attention there, है ना? And now when I actually do this, now the whole attention shifts towards the vocals, right? So इसमें क्या हो रहा है, now every track is running through an effects. यहाँ पे आपने effects देखेंगे ये सारे जले हुए हैं, मतलब in the sense they're all turned on at the moment, इन द सेंस कि हम लोग जो होता है, मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ ये, इसमें मेरे को वो कुछ नहीं है. यहाँ पे मेरा एम्प मॉडिफायर चल रहा है जिसमें ये मेरे इज गिविंग मी माई गिटार का साउंड. नाउ देन देयर इज अ EQ एंड देयर इज अ कंप्रेसर. आई एम नॉट यूजिंग सैचुरेशन फॉर दिस बाय द वे. मैं आपको ऊपर ऊपर से बता रहा हूँ अभी जे, क्योंकि अभी अपना टाइम भी हो गया, सबको निकलना भी होगा. बट सिंस यू गाइज आर हियर आई अज्यूम यू गाइज आर एंजॉइंग. ठीक है. सो EQ का क्या मतलब होता है ना, मैं आपको बुक का भी दे देता हूँ. आप हमारे 5 प्लगइन होते हैं एक्चुअली. Okay, so those 5 plugins are Neutron. Is this EQ plugin is free? No, this is not free, but it's on sale right now. ये तो मेरे को पता. But अब don't worry about that, Jay. If you feel like you need to pirate it, then pirate it, and it's not an issue. And basically we have 5 plugins. We actually do leveling, which is sound, मतलब how loud something is. Second is our EQ, and we do this in a particular manner. ठीक है? Compression. All right, and then we use reverb, and then we use saturation. Reverb का मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ, जैसे आपने echo का नाम सुना होगा, you might have heard echo. All right, so Jay, you had a very nice question कि what do we do and all that stuff. So this is essentially what we do, and the reason I'm not afraid to tell you this is because it doesn't come in one day. You can ask Ankita if she is still here. Ankita, can you learn how to mix and master in one day? Even if you know लेवलिंग, EQ, कंप्रेशन, रिवर्ब एंड सैचुरेशन का फंक्शन भी अगर मैं आपको बता दूँ सब, लाइक इवन इफ आई टेल यू दिस इज, जय हैड अ वेरी सिंसियर क्वेश्चन, so that is not the issue. But the thing is, even if you know, it's going to take time. It's like, you know, there's a possibility from to take a flight from Mumbai to anywhere else in the world कि आप you can go to Hong Kong and all that stuff, जाना है, but time तो लगेगा ना, right? You know how to get there, but it is going to take time. So that is what I'm providing you is education on a thing कि यार अगर आप, if you are my student then I can give you my music. तो मेरा music if I've produced at home and everything, so it's for you to practice and everything. तो मेरे को stems बनाने में 2 सेकंड लगे, आपके सामने बनेंगे, and then I can be like, how are you going to mix and master it? And there's this beauty of doing it in a, everyone is going to do a different mix, everyone. Like two people can't sound the same, मतलब वो हल्का सा the differences will start coming. So if you guys are interested, then please let me know, because even if you know this na Jay, so I'm being very honest, I'm not trying to sound rude. It's leveling, EQ, compression, reverb, saturation. You can go on Google, you can go on Wikipedia, you can search this, what they do, how much, like but it won't tell you how to actually put it in your own song. Once you see it happening in front of you, now here these are the differences that are being made. So for example, take this for example. अगर आपने हेडफोन पहने हैं तो आपको राइट में सुनाई दे रहा होगा अभी. Jay, are you wearing headphones by any chance, or are you on अपना इस पे क्या कहते हैं, हाँ, you're wearing headphones, wonderful. Okay, listen to this. Did you hear that? And default adjustments work in a certain way, but essentially they're not the end and final goal, na? Because now, as you students who are here on a free webinar, if all you need to do now is to become better at what do you say, okay, it's not that much clear. Okay, no issues, we'll figure that out next time. So basically this is panning, so it's on the right side of the thing, this guitar part, and it's 56% on the right. So ये क्यों है यहाँ पे, right? And all these things and everything, there's a reason that's been done. So if you guys are down for it, you know the rate. It's not that much, to be very honest. My goal is to have a lot of students, कि यार एक बंदा पूछेगा तो दूसरा बंदा भी will benefit from it. That's what I'm saying. If you work together on a project, then we can customize the default. हाँ, exactly. And everyone will learn also together. Right? So that is the point behind it. So right now you're not like, you guys are, believe me, you guys know 90% working of the DAW. If you come and sit and see me mix and even master something, it's not going to be like, अरे ये तो आपने बताया नहीं था टाइप. मतलब ये जो बोल रहा हूँ ना, leveling, EQ, compression, reverb, saturation, this one, let me see, I can't pin it for some reason. हाँ, but essentially these are the only things that will be happening, and वो DAW में ही होगा. और DAW का second purpose क्या था? Does anyone remember what I taught you guys? What was the second purpose of the DAW? One is to record audio. ये तो हो चुका है. Well, then I'll show you that also. If the new song comes and everything, मेरे को इसका actually करना था कुछ दूसरा भी record, but हाँ, manipulate. And this is essentially manipulation. Leveling, EQ, compression, reverb, saturation. And what I've done here is essentially manipulation. ये तो मेरा वो हो गया. ये तो मेरा sound का जहाँ से guitar tone is being made. This is EQ and this is compressor. देखिए यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है ना इक्वलाइजर, जो मैंने आपको वहाँ पे EQ जो लिखा हुआ है लेवलिंग के बाद, जो EQ मैंने लिखा है दैट इज स्टैंड्स फॉर इक्वलाइजर. देन न्यूट्रॉन इसमें कंप्रेसर. मैंने इस पे रिवर्ब भी डाला है. लेट मी सी वेयर ऐसे एकदम आई डोंट रिमेंबर ऑन टॉप ऑफ माई हेड, बट नॉट दिस. और ये है मेरा राउटिंग इनपुट एंड आउटपुट. ये तो मैंने ये भी बता दिया था, राइट? तो इट्स गोइंग टू रिवर्ब मीडियम. So let's listen to reverb medium. तो ये reverb डाल दिया. Saturation I'm not using. I do have a track for it here. जैसे आप देख सकते हैं. ये क्या? Here. I'll put myself here. Saturation का track यहाँ पे है, but I have not. I've not used it. So if you listen to this. Oops. तो इसमें बेस गिटार और मेरा गिटार का कोरस है, राइट? तो जैसे गूंज रही है ना आवाज़, वो अलग अलग हो रखा है. ओके, सो सैचुरेशन एड्स technically, अगर मैं if I were to make you understand in a very simple words, saturation adds that little sizzle. Why does it needs a little sizzle? Because after doing leveling, EQ, compression, reverb, ना it becomes a little boring. मतलब उसमें ना it doesn't sound as good. So saturation allows it to cut through the mix. So now the mix का क्या मतलब हो गया ना? You saw how I was layering it, कि bass guitar, drums and all of these and one thing, all of that stuff, right? And then there is that saturation allows the किसी एक पे जिस पे one you put it on, it allows it to cut through a mix a little bit, right? It saturates the sound a little bit. It's not distortion. Distortion is like the one that you heard on the guitar right now. This is distortion. All right, so that's what I'm trying to say. I'll be teaching you with these examples. Add some spice and interest. Exactly. I know, as I said, I already pursuing, but I want to practice more and know more. So if you join for this, how long will I get the stems? And yes, so it's not going to be just you're getting the stems for just the क्या कहते हैं, just the this thing. You'll get for the whole song. Of course, that's the whole point, no? Because if I don't provide you with the stems, then how will you practice, right? Of course, and I'll obviously share कि भाई this is 115 BPM, this is the thing. And the best part about that thing is you can use your own EQ plugins and all that stuff. And by the way guys, I plan to like अपना time हो गया. If you guys want to leave, you can leave. I've said my part, right? And if you, because the thing is Jay or anyone here, while you see me working, is like ये हुआ कैसे भाई, कि मतलब आपने ये तो कर तो दिया, but what is the point of this? For example, I'll show you कि this is my vocal. यार ये dots क्या है, ये करे क्यों? right? Obviously it will come at a point ki then I'll be able to explain in that moment here, listen to this part particularly, ये इसलिए करा मैंने. No, no, Ankita, you don't have to do it all in Reaper. You use your own software. That's fine. You want to do it in Ableton, you do it in Ableton. The only good thing we have in like will go is because I have all of these presets ready to go. Right, well, presets in the sense I know what kind of EQ and everything I have used. Right. So you do on your own DAW. I will never be the one be like yes ऐसे करो. I've had a horror story with Apple and everything. But that's why one of the reasons I don't use, and I'm now on a Windows thing and every thing like that. But that's the thing. You'll get all the stems and all that stuff. The only thing is, no, if you, yeah, it is a horror story. I had a MacBook, this the Pro only, 16 gigs RAM and all that stuff. Up के time it was when I had it, it was good. And then one day the battery started to malfunction because I was in the US, so maybe I came back and यहाँ का maybe it wasn't adaptable because of the voltage differences and everything. So I took it to the Apple का thing, and that's when I was like कि भैया ये it's in the Apple Care, पूरा था सब था उस पे ना इतना सा chip, was a small scratch on the side of the body. अगर नहीं करेंगे 36,000 का आपको सिर्फ बैटरी चेंज होगा और उसमें से आपका ऊपर का ये भी चेंज होगा, क्या कहते हैं, टॉप वाला जो की पैड, पूरा पूरा की पैड, एंड विद अलॉन्ग विद दैट स्टफ, तो उसका वो 32 का चाहिए. लाइक डजंट मेक सेंस. सो आई सेव्ड अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ मनी एंड हाँ लाइक 32,000 डायरेक्ट, उसकी वैल्यू तब अराउंड 1 लाख या कुछ 1 से ज़्यादा थी तब के टाइम. देन आई बिल्ड दिस माई पी सी, तो एवर सिंस देन ये तो चल ही रहा है. एंड इस पी सी को तो आई हैव नॉट ओपन, इवन नॉट ओपन फॉर क्लीनिंग इन सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम. डोंट टेल दैट टू एनी वन. Right, so that has been right. ठीक है. I mean, I think Apple has a place, but it's not for this, not for efficiency and cost effectiveness. You know? Okay. All right. I'm just gonna. I'll forward you the details, Ankita. Can you send me a message on WhatsApp real quick? Okay. Who is this? I don't want to take the name, but oh, okay. Somebody has sent me how to log in to this. Okay, wonderful. ठीक है. Okay, wonderful. So basically, what is going to happen? I'll start making the stems and everything. But we will sit. By the way, everyday practice for music production will happen from Monday till Friday, from around 6 to 7 p.m. Okay? So if you guys miss it, not an issue. I'll make a note and everything, and I'll send it forward to you guys. Alright, for this month is going to be. No, Ankita, I got it. I got your text. I'm just going to keep on adding to that. Don't worry. है ना? Okay, fine. Okay, done. Hello guys, we'll call it a day then. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours. And by the way, in music production, when you're mixing and something like this, something known as ear fatigue. Ear fatigue is when you keep hearing all the time. No? You stop having the ability to listen effectively. It's not harmful, but it becomes like a mental rut. So you're like थोड़े numb हो जाते हैं कान. So you have to give it a break. So never do mixing sessions in 4 hours and मन कर रहा है बैठ गए and like you're just sitting there and all that stuff. You know? That's the thing. Alright guys, that has been it. Wonderful. I have 2 new students already. that. And it's with everyday practice you learn here. This is something that I know for a fact. See, the thing is, knowing doesn't help that much in music production afterwards. मतलब हाँ, you know what it is and all that stuff. But all right, take care, guys. All right, Phoenix. I'll Phoenix and Ankita. I'll sit down with later. All right, guys. If any of you, I hope you guys had fun, and let me know if you guys would be interested in getting to do this. It's only 500 rupees, and this month is gonna be 250 because half the month is gone. Right. All right, guys. So we're calling it a day. You guys can leave. It's fine. I don't know if anyone, other people are around here or not. All right. See you, man. See you. Take care. Take care. No issues. Jonty, are you there?